Hi everybody, welcome back to this new tutorial. My name is Alex and today we want to build together the distance calculator voice assistant with Python, okay? And as always, first of all, I want to show you a quick demo and then you can decide on your own if you want to stay for the coding part, okay? Let's go.
Hi, I am here to support you. Can you please tell me your name?
Alexander.
Hi Alexander, what can I do for you?
Please calculate the distance.
Sure. Let me know the starting point.
Hamburg.
All right, and now tell me the final destination.
Berlin.
Just a second, I will look it up for you. The distance between Hamburg and Berlin is 289.32 kilometers.
Okay, so this was actually the demo and now you will know what you can expect from this tutorial, okay? And if you like, stay with me for the coding part because now we start with this, okay? Let's go. Okay, so before we start, let's take a quick look at the requirements. Here we want to build the distance calculator voice assistant with Python, okay? And I've split it up in 4 steps. First of all, we have the speech to text function, which we have to build. Afterwards, the other way around, we have to build our text to speech function. Then we have to work with the Mapquest API and finally build the interactive voice assistant and put everything together. Okay, now let's go ahead and do this. And before we start writing something, we have to import a few libraries. Therefore, let's open up the command prompt or the CMD and start with the first one. It's pip install speech recognition like this. Let's run that and you will see that I've already installed this package on my device. Number 2 is GTTS. That means pip install GTTS. This is the second one we need. Afterwards, we have to import the play sound module, pip install play sound. Okay. Number 3. And finally, the requests module, pip install requests. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. And now we should be good to go. Okay, so these are warnings in yellow, okay? But yeah, for now, it doesn't affect us here. So let me just minimize this window and start with the imports. Here, let me provide a short heading. We have here our imports. Okay, and we start with the first one, import speech recognition SSR. Okay, this is our alias for speech recognition. Number 2 is from GTTS. We want to import GTTS like this, okay? And again, this is Google text to speech. Number 3 is the play sound module. Import play sound. Number 4 is import the requests module. Requests. Number 5 is import time. Okay. And you will see that this module and the following one, which is the OS module, operating systems. So the last 2 modules are already integrated in Python. That means it was not necessary to install them separately in our command prompt, okay? So this is actually it. This is what we need. Let's run the cell. We don't have error messages. This looks fine, okay? Then the next block, what we have here, this is the code building part. Code building, okay? Like this. And if we want, I will do it in this example. I also want to provide one example. Let's say it's example and testing area, okay? Here we can play a little bit around with different code snippets before we integrate it in our code building part, okay? Let's do it. So this is what we have as our, let's say, our skeleton. And now let's start with the first requirement and build our speech to text function. Again, what is speech to text? I have my little microphone here. I want to say something into the microphone and then I want the system to convert my speech to a text, okay, and give it back to us. This is the logic behind speech to text, okay. Let's go ahead and do it. First of all, let's define a function here. Let's say it's assistant listen, okay, because here we want our system to listen to us, okay. I hope this makes sense so far, because let's say the microphone is listening to us. We have to speak something into the microphone and then get back the text, okay. This is the whole logic behind it. First, what we have to do, so let me just provide one short comment so that we don't get confused. Here we want to convert speech to text, okay. Now we have to create our recognizer, so create recognizer, okay. This can be done, we have to set up a variable. Let's go for r equals to sr.recognizer. And don't forget, SR was the abbreviation or the alias for the speech recognition module. Okay, here R equals to SR.recognizer. Then we have to provide the source. Okay, let's use the with statement. So with SR.microphone as source. Okay. And afterwards, we need to create another variable. Let's go for audio. Audio equals to r.listen. Here we work with the listen function, okay? And we want to listen, of course, to the source, okay, which is our microphone. Here, let me just provide another comment. What we speak into the microphone will be the source, okay? So I hope this makes sense so far. Okay. And then in the next step, we want to convert the text out of this source. Okay. Let's do it. So text equals to r.recognize. And you see here we have a lot of different opportunities we can use. IBM, Google, Bing, and so on. But we want to go for recognize Google. Okay, so text equals to r.recognize Google. Okay, and here we want to recognize the audio. All right, so this function here will help us to transform the audio to text. Okay, and we want to save it inside this text variable. And the next requirement will be the following. We just want to have the text in lower cases, okay? So we don't want to mix it up between lower cases, upper cases. The text should be given back in lower case, okay? So text equals to text dot lower, okay? And finally, of course, we want to return the text. That's it. So let me just run the cell, save it here, and I hope this this function makes sense for you. So, okay, I guess I can just leave it like this. All right, now what I want to do, I want to test it out. Okay, so if this function works and I can run it, that means I say something into the microphone and then I get back the text. Okay, let's say test equals to assistant listen. And then we want to print out the test variable. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, let's go. This is a short test. Okay, this works. Okay, and because it makes so fun, oh, it's quite interesting, let's do it again. Today is a very good day. Okay, so you see here, this works perfectly fine. Okay, our microphone, our source, is able to capture what we say and convert it to text. Awesome. This was the first step. And oh, actually, this whole part should be in the code building part, okay, not in the example and testing area. So let me just put it here. But this code snippet this is the right place for that, okay? But this function should be inside the code building part. Okay, now step number 2, let's go for the text to speech function. Okay, so right now we have the opposite. that means text to speech. Okay, and here let's create another function here. Let's say this is assistant underscore talk. Okay, assistant talk. And let's see what steps are required here. So first of all, we have to create our audio data. That means here I can provide one variable. Let's go for file name. Okay, it's audio underscore data dot mp3. This is step number 1. Then we want to convert text to speech. Okay, using GTTS. So this one, Google Text to Speech. Okay. So, and the spelling here, let me just check. Yeah, it's like this. So TTS are in capital letters. So let's go ahead. Text to speech. Okay. So let's see how to get that. Let's choose one variable, text to speech, TTS equals to GTTS. And now inside GTTS we have to provide two arguments. If you want to, you can click on the plus sign and then you can take a look at the documentation here, what is required with examples and so on and so forth. But for now we have to provide the text and also the language. Okay, let's do it. And here I have forgotten to mention that we have to have an input parameter when we create this text-to-speech function. And let's go for, let's say just text. Okay, this is our input parameter. And here inside the GTTS, once again, we have text as our requirement parameter here. Okay, so now that means we can go for text equals to text. Okay, and don't get confused. The first text belongs to GTTS, and this one is exactly what we have here. Okay, that's it. Then we have to provide a language. So let's go language equals to English. And if you want to choose another language, it's not a big deal at all. Go ahead and change the language. But for now, we want to work with the English language. Then we want to save the file. Okay, it's tts.save. Okay. Afterwards, we want to play the file. That means we have play sound. Okay, play sound.playSound, file name. And don't forget, we have already imported play sound in the very beginning. Okay. All right. And once we have played the file, we want to remove it. And now we can use the OS module, okay, which also was imported in the very beginning. Here we have os.remove, okay, and we want to remove the file name. Okay, and maybe also a short comment here. We have create audio data. Okay, so this is actually the logic here. We have the assistant talk. This is the text to speech function. Okay, we create an audio data, convert text to speech using Google Text to Speech. Then we save the file, play the file, and remove the file afterwards. Okay, so this is one of the different steps you can use when you work with text to speech functions or with the text to speech modules. For me, this structure worked best so far. Okay. All right. Now let's run the cell and see if this works here. So I guess I can remove it. So let's remove the last example and check for the new one. So here we have assistant talk. And again, the logic is like this. We have one input parameter. Okay. This should be, simple text. And let's say today is a very sunny day in Germany. Okay. So actually it's raining today, but let's use the sentence for our text to speech function. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And we have assistant talk. Okay. Not assistant listen. Sorry for that. Assistant talk. We want to check this one. Okay. Let's go. Okay, now I have one error message. Let's see. So, save missing one required positional argument. Okay, this makes sense because here I didn't provide one argument, and of course I want to have the file name here. Okay, this was my mistake. Now I saw it, and now let me just rerun this block, and then let's go with this example.
Today is a very sunny day in Germany.
Okay, this also works. So this was actually the example how to create speech-to-text function and also a text-to-speech function using the proper libraries which we have imported here in the very first step. Okay, so this was actually number one, and I guess I can leave you like this for now. And in the next video we want to work with the Mapquest API and take a look how we can actually take the data from this website, okay, and use it in order to calculate the distance between two cities. Okay, so stay with me and I see you in the next video.